We're going to work some absolute value equations, and in my course Intermediate Algebra, you can check that out. There's a lot more examples, but we're just kind of going over a few of them here in college algebra. Okay, so let's take a look at the absolute value of 2x minus 1 is equal to 5. So we want to find the solution to this absolute value equation. That's the goal. And the way this works is we drop the absolute value bars. We write it again. We drop the absolute value bars. So we're going to have two equations here. Except this time, we're going to make this negative. So whatever's over on the right-hand side, we make it negative. Now we have two equations, and we solve for x. So this should be pretty trivial. At this point, add 1 to both sides. So we have 2x is equal to 6. Multiply both sides by 1/2. And therefore we have x is equal to 3. So that should be one of your solutions. Now let's come over here and look at this equation. So we have 2x is equal to, bring that 1 over, or add 1 to both sides. Multiply both sides by 1/2. And you should get x is equal to -2. So this is our other solution. And of course, you always go up here, just test it out, plug 3 in. And plug in -2. Right? Something's... Okay, let's take a look at another one. We have, alright, like I said, I have a lot of other examples of this in the Intermediate Algebra course. Should be under absolute value equations. Okay, so once again, drop the absolute value bars. Rewrite it. Okay, we're going to drop the absolute value bars. Except whatever we do, we make this side negative. So that'd be -2. Go ahead and solve for x. So 3x is equal to, bringing the 2 over, 2 minus 2 is 0. Multiply both sides by 1/3. So in this particular case, we get x is equal to 0 as one of the solutions. Let's look at this one. Multiply both sides by 1/3. Alright, so here are our two solutions. You can always plug them in. Test them. Make sure they're correct. Let's look at another one here. Something a little bit more difficult. Okay, so once again, rewrite, drop the absolute value bars. Let's do that again. Remember, we make this side negative, so we're going to multiply through by -1 all the way across. Makes that -x squared plus 5. Okay. Alright, let's take a look at this one here. So we're going to have, I'm going to take both of these over to the right. So we have x squared minus x minus 1 minus 5. Let's clean that up a little bit. Let's take a look at this one here. Let's bring this over. Since it has a coefficient that's negative, bring over the 5 too. Rewriting. Okay, so we're going to have x squared. So what do we got here? Plus x. Negative 5 plus 1 is negative 4. Now if we can factor these, that'll be nice. So let's take a look at that. 2 and 3, that looks like we should be able to factor that to 2 and 3. Probably minus 3 plus 2, x times x squared, negative 3x plus 2x, negative 1x, and 2 times negative 3 is negative 6. Okay. So setting both these factors equal to 0, we have x is equal to negative 2. So that's a possible solution. I say possible because we might need to check it. And x equals 3. Now, this one is going to take the quadratic equation, it looks like. Yeah, so a is 1, that's this coefficient here. B is 1. And C is negative 4. Negative 4. Okay. So we got x is equal to negative b plus or minus. Think this is even necessary? Over. So plugging everything in, we get negative b, or negative 1, I mean. We get 1 squared minus 4 times a, which is 1, and c is negative 4. So all over 2a, which is 1. So we get negative 1 plus or minus. Okay, what do we got here? We got negative, got a minus and a negative, so that's positive. We got 4 times 1 times 4 is 16. So that's going to be 17. Okay. And it's all over 2, it looks like. So this is negative 1 plus or minus. We'll go ahead and, oh, I see, this is, okay. Question is that a solution? Ooh. What you'll need to do is you're going to need to plug these in, okay? And for example, let's take negative 2. If you plug negative 2 in right here, what are we going to get? Actually, let's do a different color here. If you plug negative 2 in, all right, is this side, this is the question, are they equal? Well, negative 2 plus 1 is negative 1, but the absolute value of negative 1 is positive 1. All right. If you square negative 2, you get 4. 4 minus 5 is negative 1. And those aren't equal. So therefore, this is not a solution. You plug 3 in. What the heck? Where am I at? I went too far. Plug 3 in. Okay, the absolute value of 3 plus 1 is 4. We'll just write it right here. Plug 3 in. 3 squared is 9, and 9 minus 5 is 4. So yes, 3 is a solution. Now, I'm going to let you decide. I'm going to give you a hint here. There's only one. You have two numbers here. You have the negative 1 plus the square root of 17 over 2. And then you have negative 1 minus the square root of 17 over 2. And I'm going to tell you that one of these is not the solution. So you need to check that out. All right. You need to test that out. Okay. So like I said, over in the, what color was I using? Over in the intermediate algebra course, I have a lot more on absolute value stuff. All right. See you there.